Welcome to the Lesson 3 video. This week your Journal 1 is due and it's going to focus on culture. And so today I want to talk a little bit about something within culture that is not really talked about a lot, and that's the idea of ethnocentrism. Ethnocentrism is a snap judgment, or maybe like a real judgment, against a different culture because they might do something different or look different than the culture that you originate from. Ethnocentrism can also be called a cultural snobism, where we believe that the way our culture does it is superior to the way a different culture does it. Now, this can happen because we might just not know enough about a different culture, and we take little bits of information and make broad decisions or stereotype based on those decisions. We might also genuinely like our culture, and there is nothing wrong with having a cultural pride. But when we judge someone or prejudice someone based on the fact that they come from a culture which we deem as inferior, that is called ethnocentrism. And the reason I talk about that is because it's one concept within many concepts in chapter 4 this week that you can choose to use in your Journal 1 entry. So Journal 1 is one of 3 journals that you'll be working on this semester. And Journal 1's focus is on a cultural experience that you've had. There's 2 sections to this journal. The first section is called the description section. And in that first half of your journal, you're going to be telling me about an experience you've had that has a cultural focus or emphasis. Maybe you worked with someone who came from a different culture, or maybe you went and interacted with people out of your culture. Maybe you traveled, or maybe you worked with someone at work that is from a different culture. So the first half of the journal, you're going to just tell me about the interaction that you've had that fits in with the cultural theme of the journal. The second half of the journal is called the analysis section, and this is the most important section of the journal. And your goal here is to take an idea from chapter 4, the culture chapter, and apply it to your interaction or experience. So you can say, this was my experience, and to describe it, and then say, ethnocentrism fits my experience, and this is why, and describe why ethnocentrism fit the experience that you had. So there is a sample journal, if you go to the Papers and Projects tab, that shows you exactly how Journal 1 should be formatted. Make sure your journal looks like the journal in the sample before you turn it in. There's also a detailed explanation of how you write the journal, what goes in each section of the journal. So look closely, because as we build from Journal 1 to Journal 2 to Journal 3, these journals are about 20% of your overall grade. And so we want to earn all of those points. If you have questions as you work on Journal 1, feel free to send me a Blackboard message, and I'd be happy to talk more with you about an idea that you might have or answer your questions. Hope you have a great week.